A stronger and bigger hurricane, Erin, pelted parts of the Caribbean and was forecast to create dangerous surf and rip currents along the United States East Coast this week. It re-intensified to a Category 4 storm with a 130 mph maximum sustained wind early Monday and moved closer to the southeastern Bahamas, according to the United States National Hurricane Center in the Miami. Around 5 o'clock Monday, the Erin was about 105 miles north to northeast of the Grand Turk Island and about 915 kilometers that southern southeast of the Cape Hatteras, also North Carolina. The storm was moving northwest at 13 kmph. The Bahamas government also issued a tropical storm watch for the central Bahamas, while a tropical storm warning remained in effect for the Turks, also the Caicos Islands, and the southern eastern Bahamas, the Hurricane Center reported. The additional strengthening was the forecast for the Monday, followed by the gradual weakening, but Erin was expected to remain a large major hurricane into the midweek. Hurricane force wind extended up to 60 miles, that is 95 kilometers from the center, and the tropical storm force wind that extend outward up to 230 miles, that is 370 kilometers. The area of the strong wind is expected to grow more over the next few days. Also, at that size, Erin will impact the coastal areas even though it isn't forecast to make a direct landfall. Dare County, North Carolina declared an emergency and ordered an evacuation beginning of the Monday of the Hatteras Island on the Outer Banks and the thin stretch of the low-lying barrier islands that juts far into the Atlantic. Several days of the heavy surf, high winds and waves could also wash out parts of the NC Highway. Also running along with the barrier island, the National Weather Service have said it's going to be a little dangerous. Erin, this year's first Atlantic hurricane, reached an exceedingly dangerous Category 5 status on the Saturday with a 160 mph winds before weakening. You're dealing with a major hurricane. The intensity is fluctuating. It's a dangerous hurricane in any event, Richard Pash of the National Hurricane Center has said. Erin's outer bands pelted parts of the Puerto Rico and the Virgin Islands with the heavy rains and the tropical storms winds during the day Sunday. Also, that knocked out the power to about 147,000 customers, according to the Luma Energy, a private company that oversees the transmission and the distribution of power on the island. More than 20 flights were cancelled due to the bad weather. The Coast Guard also allowed all the ports in the Puerto Rico and the United States Virgin Islands to reopen Sunday as the wind and the rain decreased. The rough ocean conditions were also the forecast for the parts of the Virgin Islands, the Puerto Rico, Hispaniola, and the Turks and the Caicos. Life-threatening surf and the rip currents were also the forecast into the midweek for the Bahamas, Bermuda, the United States East Coast, and the Canada's Atlantic coast as Erin turns north, and then the northern scientists have also linked the rapid intensification of the hurricane in the Atlantic to the climate change. The global warming is causing the atmosphere to hold more water vapors and also is spiking in the ocean temperature that are spiking, and the warmer waters giving the hurricane fuel to unleash more rain and strengthen more quickly.